Okay, so today's discussion will be all about simple interest and compound interest. So the first topic will be all about simple interest. So we need to know the formula first. We need to define the formula. What is the formula? I is equals to PRT. Now when you say I is the interest, because you put your money in the bank, so you will get something from it, so that will be your I, interest. Now your P is the principal amount, which is the money you have in the beginning, or the money you will gonna invest, or you will gonna deposit in the bank, or the money which you will borrow from the bank. That will be your P. Now rate, what is rate? Rate is in percentage, like 10%, 20%, 5%. So if it's, for example, 10%. Now, how to change this one into decimal? So 10 divided by 100. So that means 0.1. Okay, so always divide it by 100. Now, your time is in years. What do you mean by in years? So 5 years, 10 years, 12 years, whatsoever. Now, sometimes in some given, you will be given, let's say, 30 months. If it's in months, so therefore, how to change this one? Again, T should always be in years. So therefore, T will be 30 divided by 12. So everything you will divide it with 12. If it's in months, divided by 12. Because remember, in a year, there will be 12 months. So remember, I is equals to PRT. I is the money. Because you put something in the bank, you will gain. So that will be the interest. P is the principal, the money you have in the beginning. Rate is the percentage divided by 100. Time should be in years. If it's in months, so divided by 12. So money, the amount of money you borrowed or deposited in the bank. Interest, because you put your money in the bank, you will earn from, that is the money you earn from it, or because you put it, so you will get something from it, that is interest. The next one, next definition, accumulated amount. What is that accumulated amount? Because you put something in the bank, you will gain the interest, right? So that accumulated amount is, so accumulated amount is the money you have in the beginning plus, because you put your money in the bank, you will gain an interest. So that accumulated amount is the amount of money which you will get at the end of the period. So principal plus interest, or another formula, A is equals to the principal times 1 plus RT. The same thing, R is in percentage divided by 100, T is in years, always in years. So let's have some examples here. Example number 1. If you invest 3,000 riyals at 5% for 1 year, how much interest you will receive for the year? So you invest 3,000, so meaning this is your principal amount. Rate 5 years, so this will be your rate. T is in year already, so we don't need to change. So this is your T, 1 year. 1. How much interest? So we need to find the value of your I. So I, the formula I is equals to PRT. P 3,000, percentage is 5 over 100 times the time, which is a year. So that means the interest of putting your money of your amount, which is 3,000 in the bank, you will get an interest of 150 riyals in a year. Let's have more examples. Let's have example number 2. Susan deposits 2,000 into her savings account. What is her amount after she earned 7% simple interest for 6 years? How much did she earn from putting her money in the bank? So there are 2 questions here, but let's identify the given. So this 2,000 Susan deposits, so meaning in the beginning, this will be the principal. Okay, next. Rate 7%. This will be the rate. Simple interest. So we are sure that we will apply formulas for simple interest. Years, 6 years. Already in years, we don't need to change. So T will be 6. How much did she earn? So meaning from putting her money in the bank. Okay. So the first question is, what is her amount after she earned? So that's at the end of 6 years. So we are looking for A. So this is the first question. A. Find A. So the formula, A is equals to P times 1 plus RT. Principal, the rate, 7 times 100, 6 years. So you will get 2,840. And then for the second question, how much did she earn? That means we're talking about I. You can apply I is equals to PRT because we have our P, we have our R, we have our T, or knowing that what is our A? Accumulated amount is principal plus interest, which makes I to be A minus P. What is your A? 2,840 minus the principal, which is 2,000. So you will get an interest of 840 reals. So the accumulated amount is 2,840. The interest is 840. Okay, so let's continue. Find the unknown value James deposited. So this is the money in the beginning. Principal that gives 2.5% simple interest rate. How much will he get after 2 years? So the unknown is A. Let's identify the given. So principal is 1,000. This is rate. And this is T. So let's apply principal plus, what is the rate? 2.5 divide 100, so 0.025. Okay, and then the time is, and then the time is 2 years. Okay, so we will put this in the calculator. So you will get 1,050 reals. So OMR 1,050. Okay, so let's continue. Let's have example number 4, find the unknown. So in this case, we have series of given here, given is A, and then we have the rate, and then we have the time, which is 6 months, and then we need to find P. But before we will solve for the value of P, take a look at your T here. T is in months. So remember, if it's in months, you have to change it into years. T should always be years. So T should be 6 divided by 12, which is 0.5. Okay. So we have the formula A is equals to P times 1 plus RT. So A is given 1424.550. P is unknown. The rate 3.5 by 100, so 0.035. T is 0.5. So to find P, we have 150 all over 1 plus 0.035 times 0.5. Okay, so we will put this one in the calculator. This is divide, okay? Wait. Okay, so we will put this one in the calculator. So our P is $1,400. Okay, let's have, so the next one is for compound interest. So compound interest. So here, what's the difference between simple and compound? It will be mentioned like use simple interest. Here, compound interest. So that means you will know. Now here the same thing, A is the money in the end, P is the money in the future, R is the rate divided by 100, and then time should be in years. The new thing here is the N. So you need to remember the following values of N. So if it's compounded yearly or annually, N is 1, semi-annually, N is 2, quarterly, N is 4, monthly, N is 12. Okay, let's apply. You deposited 1,200 into an account that earns 3.8% interest compounded annually. Find the amount after 5 years. So we need to look for the value of your A. So let's identify the given first. This is your principal. This is the rate compounded annually. What is it annually? So that means N is 1. This is your T, 5 years. It's already in years, so we don't need to worry about that. Already given, so we will plot it into the formula for compound interest. So principal rate 3.8 divide 100 over N, which is 1 times 5. So A is 1,446. So the amount of money, so your A will be after 5 years is 1,446. Another example. Max borrows 3,500 for a new car. The loan has 6.7% interest that will be compounded annually. How much money will he owe after 36 months? So this 3.5, this is what you call the principal. 6.7 is the rate compounded annually. So again, your value of N is 1. Now, T. Here, the given is in months. So remember, we need to our T should be in years. So divide this with 12. So T is 3. Applying that to our formula, so P is 35. Okay. What is the rate? 6.7 divide 100, so 0.067. All over, what is your N? Annually, 1 NT. So 1 times 3. So your A will be 4,251 Riyals and 687 Baisa. Okay. Let's have another example. 100 is invested at 10%, compounded semi-annually for 6 years. Find the amount. So we are talking about A here. So we need to find A. So 100 is your principal. R, semi-annually. So what is semi-annually? N is 2. 6 years. So this is your T. Okay, so let's plot into our formula. So 101 plus 10% divide 100, 0.1. N is semi-annually 2 times 6. So put it in the calculator. So the amount of money after 6 years will be $179.59. Okay, let's have another one. 250 was invested at 6.5% compounded monthly 8 years ago. What is the amount now? So the first question, amount now, 8. How much interest? So the second question is I. Let's identify the given, label the given. This is your P, rate, time, monthly. So N is 12. So apply that one to the formula. 250 R 6.5, then divide 100. So 0.065 divided by N, monthly 12 times the time, which is 8. So you will get $419.92 Riyals. Now the set 419 and $92. Now to get the value of your I, remember I is accumulated amount minus the principal. So the accumulated amount is 419.92 minus the principal, which is 250. So you will get this value of I. Okay, so to sum it up, so this is the formula for simple interest. Now P is the money in the beginning. Rate should be in years. If not, divided it with 100. Rate should be in percentage. If not, so divided by 100. Time should be in years. If it's in months, so you have to divide it by 12. And then I is the interest because you put your money in the bank, so you will get something from it. That will be your I. P is the money in the beginning. A is the money you will get in the future. So you could say A is principal plus interest. A is principal plus interest. Okay, so this is also applicable for compound interest. So the formula for compound interest is this: A is equals to P times 1 plus R over N and T. So the only difference is the N, so it depends. If it's annually, N is 1, semi-annually, N is 2, if it's quarterly, 4, and if it's monthly, 12. So these are the things you need to remember. Okay, now for the assessment, kindly answer the worksheet attached, and I also prepared a quiz for this one, so kindly try answer this, answer that one, and then you can submit using this, or you can use also the quiz posted in the Google Classroom. Then for practice, you can open your teaching notes, page 45, and then there are also series of practice worksheets I attach in the Google Classroom. So that's it for today. Then by next week, we will discuss exponential and logarithms. Have a nice day.